Our eyes met across the crowded hat store. I, a customer, and she, a coquettish haberdasher. Oh, I pursued, and she withdrew, and she pursued, and I withdrew, and so we danced. And I burned for her, much like the burning during urination that I would experience soon afterwards.
Gonorrhea!
Gonorrhea!
Somehow, though, no, you have to like go into some sort of corporate sponsored servitude. I mean, that's technically what it already is.
KFC paid for your liver transplant.
Yeah, well, that's what it already is, though. You know, like imagine if you're ever so desperate for money and you need a second job, fast food's always there for you. So depressing. But it just like gets like to some hyper awful future where it's like, yeah, well, we'll pay for that liver transplant. Becky, how much is it? $30,000? Well, why don't you just get KFC tattooed on your forehead? We'll pay for it. Buck.
We'll keep you alive as long as it takes to pay off that liver by working at KFC.
Everything's branded now because marketing is. Didn't you watch Mad Men?
Don't you want to be cool? That's the whole point of that show.
Yeah.
But what do women want?
Well, because if it didn't say fucking Abercrombie across it, then how would people know where to get that awesome fucking shirt? Todd.
Dude, I fell into that fucking trap hard in high school. I wore a lot of colorful Hollister items.
I wore whatever my parents bought for me. There was that kind of thing, though, where they were like, do you want to go shopping for the new clothes? I'm like, you know how tall I am. I don't care. And my sister was like, oh, we'll get him clothes that won't get him beat up.
Yeah, there you go.
She'd run off and get me. I'd be like, whatever. I don't give a shit.
She just gets you a crop top that says fun hole on the back pointing down to your ass.
Later, they would call that depression. But at the time, it was just like, he just doesn't care. And I didn't.
He's his own person. You're just sitting in a darkened room, turning the lamp on and off.
Make sure to get me some hoodies.
I want to hide from the world.
I'm going to sit in that corner and play the guitar.
I can't stop masturbating. It's starting to hurt.
Youth.
Yeah, because that definitely has changed for me.
Everyone's fucking. I just think it was like Dawson's Creek.
Dawson's Creek, but they're just mutually masturbating on the dock. I don't want to wait.
That's the worst thing ever.
You know what the worst thing ever is?
What?
You been on Tinder lately?
Fuck no.
Okay, well, smart choice. I don't know when the last time you were on there was, but there is a great new feature they have where every now and then you'll swipe right and a little thing will come up and it'll be like, hey, how's it going? Take a knee. Go ahead and take a knee. Listen, we know she's really hot. She knows she's really hot too. You're going to want to go ahead and throw a super like at her if you want any chance at all. And it's definitely not going to work, but this is all you've got. This is the only chance you've got. Super like her. She's still not going to talk to you, you fucking fat asshole.
Is that, wait. All right, now I've heard your sad, depressing, awful version of it, but give me the more realistic.
Well, I took some liberties with the ad copy.
You seem to have. Like, so you're swiping along, and so somebody who's in like the top 1% of most liked on Tinder for your area shows up and it goes, hey, they get a lot of traffic.
Yep.
You might want to super like this.
This user is super popular. Why not throw him a super like?
That's what it says?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
If you want a chance to stand out from the crowd.
Okay, mark myself as creepy. And poof.
Because my first photo is definitely not me dressed as a little girl from college theater.
I just don't know if they understand that just doesn't work. Or if they give a fuck.
They want you to buy more super likes.
Yeah, they just want the metric, you think?
Yeah. They want you to do like in-app purchases.
Use it so then if you really come across somebody you want to super like it, it also won't work then, but hey, think about it.
Hey, you know, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
It's just like such a weird thing. It's like on the rare time I've ever been super liked on one of those, I was like, this is weird. This is immediately weird. It kind of like makes you feel almost like you have to like them back. Like, I got to hear them out now. And It doesn't ever go well.
No. You're like, well, I ought to do him the courtesy. The one time it happened to the literal one time it happened to me, the girl looked like Marilyn Manson with smaller tits. Like when he had titties in that music video. What song was that?
I don't know. Is that Beautiful People?
Maybe.
The Beautiful People.
You might be right.
Yeah. I was like,
milky eye contact, weird fucking like runny face makeup. I was like,
oh, so she's like lighting the candle and it's got the hand over it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
I am depressed.
Yeah.
I have become death.
So what did you mention? So you want like soup? Are we gonna go get what do you?
If you could steal a smooch from any Hollywood celebrity.
See, that's the kind of fun kind of conversation I'd like to have on Tinder. But again, I don't there's no point.
That's all you've got because 90% of interactions on dating apps do not go anywhere.
Living in a rural area too, I feel like we'd probably get like more. There'd probably be more people on like farmersmeat.com.
Yeah. I fucking first of all, how hilarious would it be to make a profile on farmersonly.com and all the pictures are of a sheep? I like long walks through the pasture.
You have been banned from farmersmeat.com.
You have 100 matches.
I feel like that would happen pretty quick.
Yeah.
Just tell me where you want me to go so your profile says.
Just back me into a corner so I have no choice. I'm a dumb animal.
And just looking for the other profiles. Some asshole doing the same thing as like a shepherd's dog.
Yeah. I'm looking to be shaved and abused. I say that on regular Tinder. No, my thing, this is hilarious. So on Bumble, my bio
you're just diversifying, aren't you?
Oh, I've diversified it's important to diversify your portfolio if you want to be disappointed in like 3 different areas.
Okay, what's a weird thing that is do you ever have both of these things and you match with the same person on both? And
yes.
What happens in that situation?
Well, I'll tell you, the only time it's happened, and I'll just come right out and say it, was the friend of the pod, Emily.
Oh.
Because she didn't know how to get a hold of me because I'm a ghost on Instagram because I'm one of those assholes that uses a fake name and has no pictures of himself.
Oh, well, that's anticlimactic.
Yeah, no. So she was just like, well, I don't know how to get a hold of him, to which I said, well, Rory knows how to get a hold of me, but whatever, I digress.
Yeah.
Exchange some fun Star Trek memes and move on.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what actually happens when you do that.
Oh, well, see, yeah, that's an anticlimactic story.
I guess so. I'm sorry.
I was expecting it to be like, oh, we got to quit running into each other like this. Like some...
Oh, yep. I don't know. It's a lot of single moms.
Around here?
A lot of single moms on Vermont Bumble.
No.
You know, a lot of single moms. I think I've said this before. They're like...
Around our age?
Oh, yeah. And younger.
Well, you know, I mean, it's just, who would have thought that our generation would have trouble staying together?
If they ever got together at all.
For the kids. There were songs about it. Thanks, Blink-182.
It's a funny story. You see, a gay gentleman farted on the bus and a bunch of cum shot out on the seat. And I sat down on it an hour later. And 9 months later, a beautiful baby boy was born.
It's the worst thing I've ever heard.
Anyway, if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best.
These cars don't run. Hook 'em horns.
And I talked to one of these girls, just single mom, but she like does art and stuff, and approached me first. I was like, I'm not gonna be a dick. I want nothing to do with children, but you know.
Yeah, so that kind of makes it tough.
I'll let her get invested first,
How
and then
old?
I'll drop that bomb.
How soon are they out the door?
Yeah.
That's wow, they're 12. Wow, that's so they're in that like possibility for real conversations area.
Oh boy, they know I'm not just an air quotes uncle stopping by to fix the pipes.
You imagine saying that to like a 6-year-old?
Yeah.
I'm like, if I heard someone's mom say that, I'd be like, I need to get out of here immediately.
I wish I knew who my dad was so I could leave.
I don't know how to fix shit. I'm getting out of here.
Just start writing letters to John Cena. I feel like you're my real dad. Yeah, it's a real knife fight out there on social dating.
I knew I needed to get off Tinder a long time ago when I came across the lady whose profile said, "Mom to a beautiful boy in heaven." And I was like, wow, that's an interesting thing to lead with on a predominantly hookup site. I don't... Oh, look, one of the pictures is them with the casket. time to go.
They're shotgunning beers at his graveside.
Everyone always asks, like, did you guys match? And I'm like, I deleted the app. That was it's time to get off of this for a while.
I scratched out my eyes in protest.
Yeah.
Cut off my own dick.
I can't do it anymore.
There are some freaks, but you know what? I respect them for leading with that. It's way worse to sucker someone in, because I've been suckered in, and then you find out the person's lame as fuck.
Oh, yeah, I think we all have.
Yeah.
That's just called dating.
I think it's called...
You imagine how easy everything would be if the first date you went out on somebody like with, you're like, oh my God, this is perfect. What an it? And it's just the rest of your life is a happy montage of you guys just getting along, and something bad happens, but you guys just kind of go, oops. And
Did
then
you burn
hug.
the roast? I might have. You're so adorable. Get over here.
It's even like real awful things like, you forgot my dad's birthday.
Oh, rats. Hey, you left our kid in a hot car for 3 hours. You scamp.
You lost $20,000 gambling?
You invested all of our savings in crypto?
Yeah, oh God. They took the children. Oh, we can always make more.
You made a tape of me pegging you?
Oh,
Put it on
Jesus.
Reddit? We got to talk about what we just saw on Reddit.
Oh God.
So fucking awful.
Well, you described it, because I had not seen this either. It was very depressing. There's a subreddit called Maybe.
I already hate it.
And you never know what it's gonna be. It could be what you're looking at is exactly what it seems like, or it could be a nice real twist in there sometimes.
Well, we covered all those bases. So I went to take a piss. I walk back in, and Rory's got this video up, and what appears to be a dead rabbit lying on its side and a live rabbit who will not leave it alone. It's just like, to me, it
really
seems
sad.
like, oh, my friend is gone. It's like, oh, this is horrible. Someone filmed their poor rabbit losing a companion. It's one of those like, wake up, Flopsy. Like, so depressing. They keep moving the dead rabbit. The live one keeps following it. They finally moved this dead rabbit off to the side of the road. And I remember you being like, is it going to just like, is it playing dead because it's scared? Is it going to come back to
Yeah,
life?
I was like, is that what the thing is? Is like, maybe the whole thing, is it's just going to run off all of a sudden. I'm like, oh, and there it is.
Yep, nope. The live rabbit comes over and just starts fucking the dead rabbit.
Just very briefly, and then the camera turns off, obviously. But yep.
Yeah. Lapping necrophile.
Apparently. What a twist.
What a twist.
Thanks, Reddit.
Fuck you, M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
Come up with something like that.
Is that movie out yet with him in the beach?
Old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did it get? Is it good or is it bad?
I don't know. I was really intrigued by the concept where it's like, we're aging a couple years per hour.
Well, it was that I don't know. The trailer kind of made it in that sense where they were like, we went to play over by this swimming pool, and now that group is 40, and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah. It's a cool concept for a horror movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I read all the spoilers. Do you plan to watch it? There's not like a cool twist. It's a lame twist.
What do you think all right, well, let's go ahead and give everybody the out. If you don't want to hear, because I don't really give a shit. M. Night Shyamalan was done for me after The Sixth Sense.
Yeah, our audience can barely read, so I don't think that they watch movies above a fourth grade. They just watch Land Before Time on VHS and laugh like fucking Sylvester Stallone in The Suicide Squad as the shark.
Okay, that was pretty great, though.
I just kept thinking of
Really
him in the booth recording that. New friends.
Yeah. Really the best work he's ever done.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
I'd like to think that he did. I wish he had done the body motion capture for it.
Yeah.
Just him, the deleted scenes of him just running around like a dick.
Covered in dots. Nom nom.
Oh, man, why not?
I know.
Really go for it.
But I felt like he was there in spirit when this big, giant, dumb mutant animal was just talking. So smart, me.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is just him regressing from every speech pathology course he ever took.
But what was your point?
What was my point? Oh, spoilers for Old.
Yeah, there you go. Get back to it.
So they go to this beach. It's a bunch of different people. You find out a couple of them, like one of them is like The hot chick is like hypocalcemic, like she doesn't get enough calcium.
Oh no.
There's a grandmother that goes. There's a woman who has like a small benign tumor. One of the guys gets seizures. One of the guys is schizophrenic, but like managing it. So all these people get there. They bring their kids. All of a sudden, they notice their kids go from like 6 to 12. They realize they're aging at a rapid rate. But fucked up stuff starts to happen because of their conditions. So the schizophrenia guy develops like insane dementia and tries to kill everybody. The woman, his wife with hypocalcemia, all her bones break and deform horribly, and she just dies in a little pretzel pile.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. Yeah.
The grandma just seizes and dies pretty immediately because like 5 minutes pass. It's like 5 years for her. Just
yeah, so Nana Gam Gam just crumples into dust.
R.I.P. Nana.
Brittle bone lady.
Yes. The tumor grows inside of the woman at a rapid rate, and they have to like cut it out of her.
I was like, sprouts like her from a tree.
But they all heal really fast too because of the passage of time. So like, dementia guy tries to kill them at one point, and he gets slashed with a knife. He gets a blood infection. You just watch it course through him immediately, and just he turns into black pulp and falls away.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
It's fucked up.
It's pretty gross.
The kids grow up, but they still have kid minds, and they start fucking. One of them gets pregnant, shoots out a baby.
I guess.
You guess? That's what happened. Everybody except everybody except for the two little siblings who turn into 50-year-olds by the end.
But do they ever explain the why of it, or like what's anything at all?
The beach is not explained, but culling people and getting them to the beach, the reason they all had underlying health conditions was because it's like a evil pharmaceutical company that screens these people and funnels them in there because they want to test some fucking drug. I don't know where that came in to see how they can treat all these
people
things.
Into like a little spot where time is rapid so they can test drugs.
They can do clinical trials in like an hour. Yeah.
Well, that's a bummer.
It's stupid. And then the two little kids turn into 50-year-olds and get off the island. Like, I guess we have to go live with our aunt. And they're just Lenny of Mice and Men now. And they've killed people, so they're just giant murderous adults with child brains.
Oh, so they get out. Like
two of them do.
Two of them survive through the end.
Yeah, the 6-year-old
so that
and the 4-year-old.
M. Night Shyamalan can make another follow-up movie.
Older.
Actually, this is going to be 3 movies, and it's about superheroes again. Bruce Willis is going to be in it. Actually, I kind of like that trilogy. I'll say that's where M. Night Shyamalan, I was kind of done with him.
Yeah.
I kind of like those movies. Did you ever watch all 3 of them?
I did.
Yeah. I kind of like that.
Yeah, and I think they go in descending order for me. Glass was aight.
Yeah.
We might as well just spoil more movies. I didn't like that Bruce Willis drowned in a puddle.
Yeah. No. They knew that that's how they could kill him, and they just kind of put him down into the water. I just don't like about it that for some reason him having a little bit of water in his mouth like that negated his strength.
It's weird.
Like the guy just puts him down like that and puts his head in the water, and we're supposed to ignore that he could easily lift 500 fucking pounds plus however much he was lifting in that weight room. They put that two together, but for some reason a little water up the nose, and he's like, "Oh my god, no, I couldn't lift a feather right now." So yeah, you're right. That bugs the shit out of me too.
To be fair, anytime I go swimming and I get water up my nose, done. Just leave me to die. I can't function.
It's one of those things where I feel like I'd ask M. Night Shyamalan, I'd be like, well, there were super people working on the other side too to destroy themselves because they knew that they didn't deserve to exist. I'm like, fuck you, man.
You can't make it make sense after the fact, asshole.
Yeah. You gotta say that in the movie. You can't imply it because we're having a conversation and you left a plot hole.
Did you ever see the one where it was a bunch of people trapped in an elevator and one of them Satan?
Hell or what?
Devil. Yeah.
No, I didn't.
It sucked, and it killed. He had an entire trilogy planned for that, and it killed it
because it was so. Because it's a. What's the term for it when it's a bottle episode?
Bottle episode.
Yeah, it's that, and it's a movie.
Yeah,
you got to have a fucking great movie in order for it to all take place in the same little spot.
And like,
apparently he didn't.
No, and the shitty twist was like, it was the old lady the whole time.
Oh.
The person you'd least expect, therefore, was the person you should suspect the most.
Yeah.
Because the concept should be the twist, not the identity of the devil. Like, there is no devil. You're mentally ill. That would be better than the fucking old lady.
I just don't see how you carry a movie like that in an elevator for how long was it? Like an hour and a half, probably.
Yeah, probably 80 minutes.
Yeah, I can't do that.
No.
It's stupid.
We're just basically going through all the Shyamalan movies, so you don't have to.
Listen, there's 12 ghosts in a porta potty. And turns out one of them's actually an angel sent there by the devil to get your poo out of the crapper.
Henry Kissinger has gone completely senile, and he's got a gun.
And we get this one guy, and he plays the ghost of Richard Nixon.
Ugh. Yeah, I don't know. But too many bad movies. That's why I was so dazzled by the Suicide Squad. It really didn't, fucking
No, it was
reinvent
just
the
kind
wheel.
of fine to watch.
I enjoyed it. I've watched it twice.
My expectations were so low
Yeah.
that the only place to go is up, It's one of those things where very, very early on, if it doesn't disappoint you, you're like, oh, well, okay. It immediately destroyed the bar set by the first film.
Which was so low, Creatures in the Marianas Trench trip over it.
Yeah, so now you can't, now you can't fail, honestly. As long as it doesn't drag, like, in that, like, middle to end part, like, get yourself a nice, good culmination, you're fine.
I thought, too, because you talk about Sylvester Stallone doing mocap for...
I wish he had.
Having not done it. The guy who did it was Steve Agee. The fat nerd who's like, we got a kaiju up in this bitch. He was like the warden with the glasses, the big fat ginger guy. Remember Sarah Silverman program? It was him and Brian Posehn were the gay metalheads.
Oh, yeah.
That
okay.
guy.
Oh, okay.
He was the on-set reference for King Shark.
Oh.
So he did all the physicality, and I thought at first, I'm like, oh, they're going to let him voice the shark, and it's going to be like, oh, he's a nerd. And I'm like, they're kind of doing that on the Harley Quinn TV show. I hate that I know all this.
I didn't know there was a Harley Quinn TV show.
There is. It's fun.
Is it animated?
It is.
Oh.
Kaylee Cuoco plays Harley Quinn.
Well, get out of here.
Yeah.
Look at that. Having a career after that terrible TV show she was a part of.
Oh, 8 Simple Rules for furtively masturbating to my teenage daughter when you yourself are a young child.
That's very sad. Poor John Ritter.
Yeah. That sucks.
What a weird thing.
But let me tell you, Kaylee Cuoco, that was like part of my sexual awakening.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I'm totally
Right.
not into blondes anymore. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's like eating too much chicken. You masturbate to Kaylee Cuoco too much as a young man.
I broke something inside of myself, he says.
It was called the tissue that helps your penis get
I
hard.
mean, I did that once, but it was with this type of pizza.
Forchetta.
I was just masturbating to the pizza.
Warming it up.
No, I had this. There was a specific type of pizza. It was really easy to make. You just put it in the oven, and I bought them all the time. And then I got real sick with the flu once, and it came up one night where I just was eating that pizza, and it was right around the time that I got real sick. And after that, every time I looked at him, I was like, I can't do this. And it couldn't happen anymore. Real sad.
You
Real
remember
sad
the brand?
No,
Tony's?
No.
Forchetta?
I don't.
Red Baron?
No, not Red
DiGiorno?
Baron. I'll never hate Red Baron.
California Pizza Kitchen?
No, some weird brand.
So a super off-brand one.
Yeah, it was probably like
Tombstone?
Shaw's brand pizzas or like like a Costco or something. Like I can't remember what it was.
Yo, the Costco pizzas, those giant truck wheels you can bring home,
Those ones aren't bad.
those are, you can't do much better than
Well,
that.
for the price. Look at us just whoring for Costco.
No, that's a
Costco
steal.
sponsored. Skimbo Lounge.
Like Patton Oswalt said, you can get a gallon of grape jelly and a pill that'll kill a baby.
We're actually we're recording this from Costco today. We're hidden between a couple of shelves up here on what seems to be a pile of 12 couches waiting to be sold in bulk. Somewhere probably to Richie Rich.
Yeah. I liked that about that Employee of the Month movie where they worked at, it wasn't Costco, was it?
Oh, I think it was something like, it was that or it was Walmart trying to get, it was Walmart Supercenter or some,
Or it was like Savings Land. Like they
Yeah.
never get creative with
Yeah,
these
maybe
things.
maybe they wanted it to be Costco, but they couldn't be Costco because Costco was like, you got to give us this much money. And they're like, fuck it.
Yeah. Does anybody say the word "come" in this movie? Yeah, several times. We're out.
Yeah, maybe. They looked at who was a part of it, and they're like, no.
Oh, Dane Cook, you say?
Yeah.
Jessica Simpson?
Dane Cook and Jessica Simpson and Dax Shepard. When before he cleaned himself up, I believe.
Was he an addict?
Oh yeah.
Dax Shepard?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Pretty sure.
Well, now, Rory.
I can't remember what
Your
talk
confidence.
show it went on. He went on, but he was just out of it.
He's kind of like that, though.
Yeah, no.
If you told me he had a Gary Busey-style TBI, I'd believe you.
He was he's the one that's married to has
Kristen
kids
Bell?
with Yep, him. Absolutely. Yeah, no. He went through I think it was alcoholism. I'm not sure though. It was something. Look it up.
Interesting.
It was something.
Look it up right now.
Do it.
Dax Shepard, alcoholic?
Yeah. I mean, I was talking to everybody else.
Yeah, fuck it. I don't care enough.
But yeah, no, it's
I'm
pretty
not
sure.
sleeping with Kristen Bell.
me either.
Yeah.
Way to bring it up.
She's too blonde.
She's not blonde.
Too blonde and too skinny.
Yeah, right. That's why. It's the only reason.
Yep. Send Lizzo on over. I'll
Listen.
take care of her.
I decided that me and her couldn't have something going on.
Kristen
was
Bell
me.
just isn't attractive enough for me.
Yeah. Pass. Said 100,000 sad, lonely guys on the internet.
We don't need her.
Hey, have you looked lately? What's noted fascist Donald Duck up to?
It was 6,000 something. Let's take a look. Recurring segment.
Oh, yeah. I bet it's somewhere. Wait, last time you looked, it was 6,000?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I haven't looked in a couple days, so let's pop that top.
I wonder if we're still, if it's been figured out that whatever algorithm we're in, that we shouldn't be in there.
Why do people like this? Well, they don't. They
No,
watch
they
about
don't.
10 seconds of it.
It's probably like even likes to dislikes, I bet. I would love to cross the threshold where more people dislike it.
We were there for a while, but now it's dead heat at 16 each.
Oh.
And 6,205 views.
Sweet.
Interesting.
So we're slowing down, which is good.
Have you checked on Simmer Down lately?
No.
All right.
Classic.
I'm going to check on that one. For people who don't know, while I'm looking it up, you want to tell them?
Oh, I mean, it was this thing we did when we were like, what, 19, 20 years old?
Yeah.
That was a cooking show skit.
We have enough views that they're running ads before it.
Wow. So
This could be monetized. It's got enough views. Oh, God damn it. It's not my account, though. It's that carpetbagger Campos.
Yeah. Well, maybe he is. Maybe he's making money off you right now.
Listen,
Why? How many number? What's the number?
It's got 41 likes to 55 dislikes.
Yeah, everyone hates it because they're trying to find old SNL skits with Sherry O'Terry and Will Ferrell.
Samadana. 83,056 views.
Wow.
Think about that.
And then you go to part 2 of it, and it's like 12 views.
Let's find out. The sound got muted on one of the fucking videos because we used Mark Gormley.
Oh, Mark Gormley got us a strike?
I think so.
If you look at him, I wonder if he's still internet famous Mark Gormley. He puts some amazing music out there. Go check him out.
I'll look at the Gorm Stomp.
I would love for us to be sponsored by Mark Gormley in order to, we can get some sort of relationship going on, Gorms.
I'd like that.
If you want. I mean, if somehow you hear this, let's tag him somehow.
Do you remember the Uncharted Zone?
I do remember the Uncharted Zone.
The illustrious Phil Thomas Cat here.
Got another heat-seeking missile from Mark Gormley here.
Have we raised our DEFCON level? That guy looked like Satan.
Yeah.
Tommy Robinetti.
Tommy Robinetti.
They just had the most depressing, because it was anything goes public access.
Oh, it's fantastic. I wish we had done stuff like this. Why didn't we ever utilize public access television?
We have a video with 83,000 views. Why can't we do something with that?
That's funny.
So part 2 has 2,000 views.
Yeah, so see, people watch this and go, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
And
what a
then
bunch of boobs.
Yeah, because the first part of it is just all set up, too. It's just all set up. The jokes don't really start coming in until parts 2 and 3. And I think there's a fourth part. I don't think it's out there anymore.
No, it is. Number 3 has 1,000 views, and number 4 has 500.
Yeah,
so it's a pretty steep decline.
So 500 people make it through to the end. So you can really tell we were putting out some grade A content, and that they're all very easily and well found and linked together.
I gotta shake Campos down and get that fucking password. Get in there, because if that channel can monetize, if it's got enough views, we can start making some money.
Here's 3 whole cents.
Start putting skits on
Listen,
there.
YouTube, start paying us in Bitcoin.
God damn it. It's Rory's Crypto Corner.
I'm looking into the future for us, okay?
What's going on in crypto futures?
Oh, it's exploding right now.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. Things
Oh.
are going up. Bitcoin's at like $49,000, $50,000 right now.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Per coin?
Yeah, per coin.
No shit.
Per coin.
Interesting.
Birkin.
So if you have a quarter of a Bitcoin, you're doing okay.
Yeah.
Don't you have a quarter of a Bitcoin?
I'm not going to tell everyone how much Bitcoin I have.
Come on, Rory.
Yeah.
Disclose.
I've got some.
Where are your tax returns, Rory? We want to see them.
Trust me, they're all losses. All you got to do is every time you sell, it's a loss. If you sell at a loss, you eventually end up claiming when you claim a gain later, you can bet against it in the crypto market. But they take like 40%.
Can you buy? That's fucked. Can you buy
That's why I'm not selling right now.
shares in ivermectin? Because I bet you'd make a lot of money.
You probably might be able to on the market. I don't know what drug company they're like, what, you know, but I'm sure it's already over with. I bet you if you looked at it right now, whoever controls that is exploded.
He who controls the ivermectin controls the universe.
Somebody made a bunch of money on that one.
Yeah, the horse.
Well, something we can
dewormer.
peddle to these guys that won't kill them, as long as they're not taking them in the same amount of dosage as the horses do.
It's destroying people's digestive systems. They're shitting black.
Because they're fucking taking it. Like, look, you can take it as a human to a certain point.
At what cost?
And the reason, like, I don't know, I feel like people get really bogged down on the whole, like, FDA approval in certain situations because they're sitting there going, oh, well, that means that I can take a drug that really is not meant for me to take, when it really doesn't mean that at all. It's the kind of thing where, like, yeah, it's going to cure this and there's going to be potentially these really bad side effects, but the over-under is that you need to take this to get rid of this other thing you have. No, not in this case.
Yeah. No, we'll take the horse dewormer. A lot of people smarter than us. They're on the ivermectin train, Rory. Joe Rogan, big brain.
Listen, Joe Rogan can suck it. Joe Rogan can eat fucking shit. And we know why Joe Rogan can eat shit, because Joe Rogan this whole fucking time was like, your immune system's pretty fucking good. I think people should respect their immune system and understand that, you know, it can do a lot more than people give it credit for. And then a couple days ago, he's like, well, listen, guys, I got COVID and I immediately got $3,000 injected into me.
And he admitted, he's like, yeah, I got violently ill. I knew immediately that I had the Rona. I was violently ill. I got it was like anti-clonal fucking, I don't even know what you call it. It's like anti-clonal something or other cocktail. Ivermectin, he got the horsey paste.
Yeah. Had to get it thrown in there.
Vitamin drip, antiviral drip. Because like you said, it allows your immune system to kick back.
Yeah.
So that the drugs.
Yeah, he took a drug that is specifically like puts your immune system back so that it doesn't kick the shit out of you while these other drugs do the work for it.
Yeah.
Which is just so great, Joe. Good for you. I'm so proud of you.
But I maintain what I said earlier. I really hope that all the people
knew more
taking
about it.
ivermectin start turning into horses.
I mean, wouldn't that be a great movie? I
Fucking
gotta
awesome.
do something about this. We just, Night of the Living Horses.
Young Jamie has to shoot Joe Rogan in the head because he breaks his ankle.
Oh, I don't feel so well, Jamie. Wait, Jamie, pull up the side effects. He just vomits.
What's happening to me?
Oh my God. And he just stomps Jamie to death. Just clop, clop, clop.
Gives him one of those horse kicks that just rocks him. You've seen the video of the lady horse kicking the male horse in the head and killing it, right?
No, probably not.
Well, we're talking about animal on animal
Listen,
degradation.
I stumbled into that. I was not expecting that at all.
I was not expecting the horse death either, but it's a horse that's trying to fuck a lady horse in heat. And she's like, go away. You don't have my consent. He's like, come on, baby. And she's like, no, you're being a horsey sex pest. He's like, oh, come on, baby. No means yes. She's like, motherfucker, and just hauls off and clack, just kicks it in the head.
It
That
kills
fucking male horse goes down, shits itself violently, convulses, and dies.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where did you see this?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, you know exactly.
It came up.
You're just over there. You're just hanging out on 4chan.
Yeah.
Check out this fucked up shit.
If you liked Mr. Hands, you
Yeah.
might also like.
Clack. Yeah. No, you gotta go to some weird places on the internet to find that stuff.
It was pretty fucked up. You know who I think found it was Tom Segura.
I was chilling on Facebook. Just
My dad sent it to me.
usually it's teeth stuff.
Yeah, it's old footage of Nazis yanking the teeth out of children's skulls.
Oh, it's awful.
No. Yeah. Speaking of shitting, you know what I thought about?
What?
Do you believe in like the law of attraction, like manifesting the things you want?
No.
You don't?
No.
I think I do.
I believe that the world is chaotic and random, and that we all die and go to the same place.
But you don't think that
That's
if
it.
like a million women focus on the moon at the same time, because all women now think they're witches,
That we're all going to see that same moon.
that Trump's head will explode or something?
That's beautiful.
He'll grow a vagina like for sympathy.
No, because I think that there was enough people in this country that probably all wanted something to happen so bad, and it still didn't. It didn't matter. It's happened a couple of times that I know of in the past 20 years.
Well, maybe it's just me then, because I really do believe.
Oh my God! Everybody wishes that fucking that's what was it? The Discovery. Remember when that was falling from space?
Was it the Discovery?
I can't remember what it
The
was.
Challenger blowing
No,
up?
the Challenger was in the 80s, but there was another one in the 2000s that exploded. It didn't explode, but something happened upon re-entry where they like lost the outer side of their ship, and they all like they died on impact, I think, or they died on the way down. Something happened to them. I'm not sure exactly when they died, but I remember watching national television where you're just watching these shards of the ship as they're falling into orbit.
People or monkeys?
People.
Oh, okay. That's not sad.
But the point being is that I'm pretty sure everybody didn't want that to happen all at once. I don't think we're witches.
I don't know, Rory. Because
See, I'm saying there's a lot of examples.
well,
here's
here's the thing. Here's my counter example, which is every time I say something like, "Man, I haven't puked in 10 years," the next day, I fucking throw up. If I go, "Man, it's been a while since I crapped my pants," the next day, try to force a fart, all fucking hell breaks loose. That happens to me without fail. I'm probably gonna puke and shit tonight now, even saying it in jest.
You got to do a happier one. Man, it's been a long time since it rained gummy bears on me. I don't even know what to deal with. And then if that happens, then you've got something.
It's been a long time since the female cast of the Shaws of Sunset crushed me to death with their big giant asses.
yeah. See, there you go. If you think that and that's what's going on, then yeah, I would try to think a little more positively.
But I'm wondering, like, what to use that power for. Do you have any advice?
No, all I can think of is raining gummy bears, man. I'm kind of stuck on the one thing. I just kind of feel like I really want some gummy bears right now, like the little sour ones. Maybe gummy worms too, if I'm feeling crazy.
I go gummy worm over gummy bear. I go sour gummy worm.
I go sour gummy bear.
Okay.
It's just a little different.
Do you like Sour Patch Kids?
Sure.
You like sour stuff.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense.
Like nice tart things.
Something that hurts you horribly and you love it.
No dark chocolate.
Rory's like a dog. If he eats chocolate, he'll definitely die.
Yeah. I have my suspicions.
That'd be a great skit,
listen.
actually, is you just eat a bar of chocolate. I'm like, Rory, no, and I have to force fucking peroxide down your
If it's
throat.
bad for dogs, it might be bad for me. That's all. They don't like raisins either, Mom.
Is there avocado on this? You know my immune system.
Why
can't
is there an
handle it.
industry for this? I don't understand.
Chocolate for Dogs. That sounds like a Nicholas Sparks movie.
Sounds like a great hipster band name.
yeah.
Chocolate for dogs. Ooh, I like that
shit,
a lot.
my mom came up with a good one earlier. What was it?
Ooh, I really like that chocolate for dogs.
Shit. I wrote it down. She had a great. She didn't even know she was doing it, and she came up with a great one.
It's too late.
No, I got it in here. What was it? Oh, Gagging Hazard.
Gagging hazard.
Yeah.
That is. What is that? Porn rock?
Yes. It's fuck rock.
What is she listening to?
Well,
What was she doing? Where this is what choking hazard? I see, but
Well, she's watching over a friend of the pod, Dante's child, today.
that's even worse.
And Bill walks in with a fucking pillowcase-sized bag of popcorn from Costco, ladies. And he's just mowing down on it, and the kid just looks up and sees the popcorn and points, calls his shot. And my mom's like, I don't know. I don't think I should give him popcorn because I feel like it's a gagging hazard.
And everyone's like, what?
10 years later, I've got a fucking platinum album hanging on the wall. Gagging hazard. 1 million albums sold.
Suddenly everything made sense. All music just lined up in your brain. You just knew what you had to do.
It's just a beautiful mind. I just saw a bunch of fucking hepatitis-ridden scumbags. I'm like, I will unite them, and we'll change the face of rock and roll.
You touch this keyboard. It all makes sense to me. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
A star was born that day.
What do we do? I realize we're probably nowhere close. What are we doing on time?
Oh, no, we're not doing. We're like maybe 40 minutes in.
We're 40 in?
Yeah.
No shit.
I've just been sitting here rambling.
Good for us.
John Rambelow.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Well, I used up the only two intelligent thoughts I had all week, which was, why do I keep crapping my pants, and why do women hate me? So, balls in your court.
Balls in my court? Fuck you.
Sitting over there in lotus position, smiling like a half-remembered nightmare.
No, I'm just tired and grumpy lately. I don't even know why anymore, man.
Yeah.
I'm just bored. I'm just tired of reading sad, depressing news all the time. You know, that's all I've been doing lately. What do I have interesting to talk about with the audience? I've been looking at my coin collection lately. Like that's what I've been doing. I've just been trying to fill the time and wondering to what extent we should still continue avoiding people.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Just wait for the horsey pace to work, and then we'll inherit the earth.
I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
I just keep reading things like, there's a new strain, and guess what? We're not sure we need to be worried about it yet. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
There's a new strain, and wait till you see what it costs.
Keep me posted, news.
Can you imagine we just start doing, like, designer COVID vaccines? Like, hype beasts will wait in line for a day for a $200 jab. Because it's fluorescent.
Actually, that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It turned my blood purple. And I knew.
Look, he just smashes himself in the face so he can bleed purple.
I mean, we're not that far away from that.
You're an individual, Matt.
What do we call tattoos, you know? That's all that is.
Yeah.
You vain sons of bitches. Beautiful, beautiful artwork on your bodies.
Have we heard anything about COVID bug chasers?
No, I don't think so.
No?
Well, you mean like people doing like pox parties, but with COVID?
People who are sexually excited by the idea of getting COVID because they it's like people who want STDs, bug chasers.
The internet has taught me one thing. Both of the things we just said are there's someone out there.
Oh, they're happening right now.
Yeah. So there's definitely people who are sexually aroused by COVID, and there's definitely parents who are exposing their kids to COVID to, quote, get it out of the way.
Smart.
We got to do it now. Little Billy's going to have soccer season coming up, and he's going to need his lungs for that, but he's going to be around all them boys and the breathing and the kicking.
Tuberculosis Ward Jr.
Well, I just look at what happened. Look at Florida.
Must I?
Well, I just look at it, and you see that there's schools that are already debating closing down, and you're like, wow, it's just so funny the way everyone's so confident in these stupid, like, don't worry, the kids can't get the COVID. Oh, my God, the kids are getting COVID. Who would have seen this coming? It's like, I don't know, everybody else.
It's going to turn into a real children of men type situation where all of a sudden our young folks go sterile from COVID.
That'd be great.
What happens then?
That would be the thing that I think would finally wake people up. I mean, I think that a lot of the turnaround that you're seeing from, let's be honest, the conservative side of politics in terms of COVID denial is because Republicans were realizing just how many people are dying. Like, they're dying at a 5-to-1 rate in terms of Democrats to Republicans. Like, somebody went out and did the numbers, and they're dying at a 5-to-1 rate. So they're sitting there going, well, we kind of need to change this because we're losing a lot of voters. And that's a lot of what it is.
I'll tell you what's going to be real interesting. And I hate to take it to like straight up Politipod.
Fuck you. Do it.
But this Texas abortion bill, that is going to be, we are either going to find out that the country is way more conservative than we knew. Because that's an issue that conservatives can always bank on. They know that if they go to they campaign on that, like we had the sanctity of life, that they'll get a certain demographic to vote for them.
Yeah.
So now that they've done this, you don't have that arrow in your quiver. So you will either find out that the country really is as conservative as a lot of people think it is, or there's going to be an insane backlash to the Republican Party, and they're going to get their shit pushed in. I know what I hope happens.
Well, I know what I hope happens too, but the problem is that when it comes to politics, people vote along party lines.
Sure.
So there's just like for every person who thinks that's wrong, there's another person who sits there and goes, personal accountability means you have the baby. And so you're always going to find people who fight against these clinics despite, like, you know what I mean? These are the type of people who are stupid enough to fight against funding for clinics like Planned Parenthood, not understanding what percentage of what they do is abortions versus other services.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just never going to be able to have an argument with these people. That's half the problem with the fucking argument. So I don't know. Like when the whole thing confuses the shit out of me, because like let's go ahead and look at what happened in Texas.
Yeah.
Right? You've got that bill where they like this is the whole bounty hunter thing everybody talks about, right? And they had this website that they set up where you could report people for having an abortion done, quote, like illegally based on the laws that they now have set up, and that if you did so and it was found to be truthful, that you would get I believe it was $10,000.
Well, you have to sue them.
Yes.
You as a private citizen sue, and it can be whoever drove you to the hospital.
Yeah.
It can be someone who knew and didn't rat on, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It just cascades downwind is basically what it does. The point of that is that the sort of weird nature of how that's written too is that you can just sue everybody down the fucking line.
But
right?
where does that 10 grand come from? Because there's like a 10 grand signing bonus.
I believe it comes from the government.
Great.
Which means it comes from the taxpayers.
The taxes, yep.
And you got to think about how much that in itself, because of like what you just said, like it has to come from a lawsuit, that would tie up their legal system so massively.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to cost so much fucking money. It's going to have so much of an unseen cost outside of the 10 grand that the government is already throwing towards these people being like, don't worry, we'll throw it. Lawyers are going to have a fucking field day. Texas is going to become the fucking state of the lawyers because everyone's going to want to move there to become part of that litigation so that they can get that fucking money.
Lawyers and fucking aspiring comedians who all followed fucking Joe Ivermectin Rogan there.
Yeah, my God. It's pretty wild to think about. It's funny because the website, it was hosted by GoDaddy.com, and they're like, we're not going to do that anymore.
I went on the site when it went up, and I reported my neighbor for aborting a meatball sub in my toilet.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, people have already
stuff.
set up algorithms to continually bomb them with false reports.
Yeah, and then they get IP banned, but you just log in a VPN and circumvent.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's that. They're already going to lose their hosting, so they're going to have a hard time with that. I don't know, man. It's a weird time. It's a weird time we're living in.
Yeah, it's pretty strange because they're gonna like pay by the pound. It's gonna be like bag and tag pregos and like you get tags like a gator. You bring them in, you're like, oh, this is gonna do great.
Well, it's sad because you want the reality to be people leave this state.
Yeah.
And they just lose a ton of revenue. They lose a lot of people who are doing very important jobs, and like they lose a lot of their but that's never what is going to happen. That's not going to be the case. People are just going to sit there and live with it.
And your whole life is there in some cases, you know?
Yep.
Whether you're like a third generation Texan and you lean socially liberal.
Yeah.
But it's like being a Trump voter who's maybe not a dyed-in-the-wool racist, but he promised jobs, so you hold your nose and you excuse racism so you can vote for him.
Yeah. It's just such an absurdly small amount of time, though, they give people now. And
fucking, what was it?
I think
it was 4 weeks, right? Or 6 weeks?
I think it's 6.
Because after 4 is when you really get an indication you might be pregnant, and you got 2 weeks to fucking do something about it.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's insane.
Well, and I mean, how many clinics do you think are around in Texas? I remember I can't remember how many there are of Planned Parenthoods, but I know it's like 10% of them offer abortion as a service because most of them don't want to deal with the harassment. So most of those people, you're sitting there with a 2-week notice and you're going, okay, I've got to drive maybe up into 100 miles, maybe more. You're going, great. That's
There's a Diablo Cody movie.
yeah.
I go on a road trip to get an abortion because this state fucking sucks my cock.
I was gonna say, I think Britney Spears was in that.
What was that called? Crossroads?
Crossroads.
Oh, Jesus. I don't know, dude.
I feel old.
It's fucked up. I hope that friend of the pod Jeff and friend of the pod Marla move north.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love for them to get out of Texas.
Get out of here. Come join us, guys.
Well, Marla's got family down there, though, so it's tough.
It's tough.
It's
but
tough.
Jeff's got family up here.
It's true.
It's a real Sophie's choice.
Oh, that's true. Boy, you guys should have a conversation about that if you're listening.
What are you going to do?
I'm so glad we brought that up. Good for us. Reaching out. When's the wedding, by the way?
February 2022.
Oh.
Nope. February 2023.
Oh.
Because 2022 is coming up.
I was going to say good because that gives me more time to figure out what I'm going to do in terms of money.
Yeah, well, you've got over a year at this point.
Woo.
I think it's going to be, well, I don't know. I thought it was going to be no, it is. It's going to be a Texas wedding.
Oh, it's
unless they
definitely
move. We're just airing a lot of their details. Let me tell you about the bottle of dick cream I found.
Having lived with Jeff, I've got some stories about some things that happened. Why don't we all just sit on back here?
You wouldn't think that as a woman of color that Marla would enjoy what Stormfront has to offer. However,
pull up a stool. Let me tell you about Jeff's relationship with a certain editor. We're gonna get some texts.
Jeff likes to get spanked with a wooden spoon.
We're gonna get some texts.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yep. Next time I sit down and record with him, he's gonna be like, "You fucking dickhead,
you piece of shit."
We love you.
Yeah.
Love you. Mean it.
Yeah.
What are we looking at time wise?
Hey Jeff, my invitation to the wedding never came in the mail.
I got a weird cease and desist, but
yeah. Hey Jeff, third message. Just trying to get in touch with you, buddy.
You mad?
Hey.
Oh.
So I got my ticket. I'm coming down.
I know where you live.
I'm
I
gonna
hope,
follow
I hope they
people.
move back.
I mean, yeah, Texas seems like tough place to be living the liberal life.
Yeah, apparently. And their infrastructure sucks dick. Like they had the unprecedented ice storm, and of course it's Texas. There was always going to be some pratfalls, but like they tripped over their own dicks in such spectacular fashion, and these energy companies profited.
Oh, tons.
Of course they did.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because they provided the access to leech off of the national grid.
How dare you be poor or middle class in Texas? The nerve of you. The fucking nerve of you to need basic amenities like energy and water.
Well, and to imagine being one of those people and the company coming to them at the end of the month and going, "Hey, man, by the way, remember when it was really cold outside and you kept using your heater? Well, there was an upcharge in your service during that time, and we had to charge you like 40% more during that, so your bill is $10,000. Have a good month. Sorry." Yeah, you're just like, Jesus Christ.
We don't want to take you to collections. We'll take you to small claims court over 10 grand.
Yep.
What are we looking at time wise?
We're like 53.
53?
Yeah, 53 minutes in.
Okay.
Well, you got something else you want to get off your chest, bud? You want to say something mean about Oklahoma now?
Yeah. Fuck you.
Gary, Indiana?
You're Texas's foreskin. Wasn't very good.
Eat shit, Arkansas.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll always take a little bit of a moment on the Skimbo Lounge to say, fuck you, Arkansas. You can eat shit.
There's just a whole community in a church listening to this, and they're all crestfallen.
Oh. Arkansas really broke my heart, man. Arkansas was like one of those things where I was like, I know there doesn't seem like there's a lot out here, but it seems like they've got a really interesting landscape you're not used to. And then that shit happened to us, and I was like, I am keeping my eyes on the road now, and I want to get the fuck out of here.
It's got a lot of natural beauty, but it's like the most failed state. It really is a microcosm of the failure of this nation.
It's just nothing. It's nothing and no one in opioid addiction.
Yeah, you just hear bottles full of pills rattling through the hillside.
It was like coming from our hometown here, Barrie, Vermont. You know what it's like to see someone come into town and go, "Oh yeah, they're not from around here." and see people notice.
Yeah.
And nothing made that more apparent of what that feels like than when I was in Arkansas. You know?
Mm-hmm. That was my favorite thing about New York City. Like, you'd be sitting on the train and someone would be walking by talking to themselves and just like gesticulating wildly. And they're clearly not well. But you and everybody else know, you're like, hey, we're all just coexisting on this metal tube hurtling through the ground.
Yeah.
But every now and then you'd get like a tourist family from Wisconsin and they're watching it.
Oh, gee, wow.
And their fight or flight has kicked in so hard.
Oh, when you see the people like super nervous around it. Yeah. That was actually kind of fun about New York when you're finally comfortable enough where you're like, yeah, no, I'm just blending in with the crowd. Doesn't matter. Some crazy shit's going on over there. Yep. Oh, that dude's bleeding. Oh, well, here's my stop.
Yep. Well, here we go. I always wanted to, like, anytime there was someone who was like clearly not well and they're making the rounds and they move on to the other car because they usually do.
Yep.
I just want to sit next to one of those families. Man, it's pretty fucked up, huh? Anyway. Satan's telling me that I should follow you guys wherever you're going. You guys want to get some Poke Bowl before I murder you?
Yeah. They'd either laugh super hard or they'd have a real problem with it.
Yeah, they're laughing and I'm not.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do, Dark Lord?
Well, remember that, like, again, when my company was moving back when I was with that company, and they were getting rid of all that stuff, and I needed your help moving a TV uptown.
Oh, yeah.
And I built like a janky like set of hoops for us to hold on and carry it. And like that day of all days just happened to be the day where a shit ton of people decided to come through that particular tube. And one of them was like an angry, yelling beggar who wanted money, but for our tube just wanted to yell at everybody. Didn't want anyone's money, just wanted to talk about how mean the rest of the tube had been to him.
Yeah.
And he just wanted to get through and just shout at everybody. That was the rest of his goal.
Yeah, he was just like, the Magna Carta, the Magna Carta.
Just so mad.
We should have just given him that TV.
Yeah.
Be like, hawk this.
Well, I gave that to my my roommate, Jim.
Mm.
Yep, friend of the pod, Jim.
R.I.P. Jim.
Yep.
Can you imagine? I hope he's not dead.
I don't think so.
Have you talked to him?
Not in a while.
Oh.
Every now and then I see him on a video game we play, so it's fine.
Nice.
Yeah, he's still alive.
Cool.
As far as I know.
That's
Haven't
good.
seen him in a couple days, but you know.
He's just a head in a jar.
That's, yeah.
Crushing it.
Getting stared at by the governor.
Helps hard in me.
Making mud pies. Terrible.
Yep. Oh, The Walking Dead.
Uh-huh.
Good thing you're over soon.
Ugh.
Not soon. They're going to stretch the last season out over 2 years.
The only thing I'd be interested in The Walking Dead would be owning the first season or the first run of the comics.
Yeah, my buddy Oliver stole the first compendium from Barnes & Noble, and it ends on the attack on the prison.
Mm.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah. What do you mean? Oh, you mean like he got like a book of it?
Yeah.
Or he got like the comics?
Yeah, the comics. Like he got like
original comics.
Yeah, the Kirkman comics. He got the first because every
It's
like
probably worth something.
It could be. I bet he didn't take it with him.
Just left it. Just
yeah,
left it somewhere.
I bet Aline hit him in the face with it one time when he was drunk and mouthing off.
Just watching the CGC rating just drop.
This was used in domestic abuse. We cannot offer you money for it.
I'm sorry. This comic, like 20 years from now, like this would have been worth $430,000. It's an early printing. Notice the embossment on the side, but clearly here is a coffee stain, and somebody here was clearly struck with it. Notice the blood spittling.
I mean, it was
$12.
The thickness of 2 phone books. I think they were happy to let him steal that. I don't know how he did. I have no idea, but he was a thrifty fella.
Ingenuity. Good for him.
And he smacked it down on the coffee table and went, "Anyone can look at this." And we're like, "Gee, thanks."
Cool.
And I skimmed it. It's very violent.
Oh, I bet.
More violent than the show.
I bet.
Yeah.
Can't get away with certain things on AMC.
Yeah, one of them was like, there were these little kids in the prison when the whole group moved into the prison, and there were like 5 prisoners in there, and they tried to live with them in the cell blocks, kind of like the show.
Yes.
Except the twist is one of the guys was a serial killer, and he murdered the 2 little boys. He cut their heads off. I don't think he had sex with their heads.
You don't know that.
I don't know
they
that.
Didn't put that in a panel, but you don't know that.
But he cut their heads off
violently,
and then they had to kill that guy.
Oh, is that what they had to do?
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Wouldn't it be nice?
we're gonna have to let you go. You can't live with us anymore. You're just gonna have to skulk around out there.
I think they just straight up
Well-
bashed his brains in or something.
Yeah, I feel like
Makes
that's what
sense. Can't be decapitating children.
Sorry, Terry. You're kind of an insane murderer.
Oh, I think he tried to kill Carol or Andrea. He followed one of them into the showers. and tried to-
Andrea is a long-term character in the comics, right?
She only made it to season. Well, we're spoiling Walking Dead for you guys too. She only made it to season 3 of the show, but in the comics, she almost went the distance.
Yeah, she like goes a real long way. Doesn't she like bone Rick?
Oh yeah, she and Rick start
They just
boning.
bone it down.
They
oh
bone.
man!
And in the comics, he loses a hand. The governor cuts his hand off, so you know they're doing some freaky shit with that stump.
Stump stuff.
That's where I got it from.
Yep, right at the end.
Yep.
Yep.
He just says, "Bend over, Abigail May. Here comes the gravy pipe." Can we be done now?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
What do we got?
I think we just hit over an hour.
Nice.
Depends how much we cut off at the beginning, but we're right there.
Yeah,
around that time.
it's fine if it's 59 minutes.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? Certainly not the people listening to this.
Nope. Give me more, you little piggies.
Yeah, quite frankly, you people disgust me.
That's beautiful.
You never reach out. You never interact. You never say, "Great episode, guys."
Some of them do.
Do they? They don't never tell me.
Like, shut up! I know.
At one point, I was the gatekeeper to all of the comments. Now it seems like everybody talks to Rory. So I guess
No.
I'll just go fuck myself.
Which is weird. I never respond. I'm just like, oh yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm desperate for your affection, and Rory doesn't give a fuck about you.
That's that. A. All right, let's end.
You've backed the wrong conceptual horse. Rory, do you have anything you want to plug?
I don't. Why does it get so dark all of a sudden?
Because it's what we do.
Yeah, you're right.
Rory, Magooby's burned down.
Oh no, not Magoobies. It's why does that keep happening to me?
Magooby's. We got to start a GoFundMe.
Why do places that I love always burn down?
Beauty's burned down.
All
All right, then. Well, fuck this. Until next time, thank you. Go fuck yourselves, and goodbye.